Hello and welcome to the We Recommend podcast, a movie podcast where every week we recommend a movie for you to watch and then come back here and listen to us discuss. And I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Ancestors protect me.
May they protect you.
Because this week we recommend Hot Rod. Hell yeah. So, first, I immediately want to ask this question. Who is your favorite character and why is it Richardson?
He's got the moves.
I love him. God, this movie rules, bro.
Yeah, it is really great. It's really difficult trying to watch this with someone who doesn't find this humor
Type of thing funny.
Yeah, funny.
That sucks. Why? How could you not find this funny?
Because it's just about boys being ridiculous.
Denise is in there. But Andy Samberg is so like goofy and charming though.
He is fucking hilarious.
He's such a little boy in this, even though he's like 24 years old.
So what would be your power animal?
Ooh, mine would definitely probably be a house cat.
Ooh, I'm thinking walrus.
That would be nice. Ooh, a walrus?
Yeah,
I could see. You got
fucking powerful.
You got big walrus energy.
Big walrus teeth.
I don't know. What would be my spirit, my soul animal? Probably like a squirrel or something.
Just like a penguin, like Fight Club.
Yeah. So yeah, but who seriously is your favorite character in that movie? There's a lot of great ones.
I really like the older guy from the radio, AM radio guy.
Chris Farnell?
Yeah, he's so funny and everything. And Amy Adams' boyfriend, he's one of my favorite comedic actors.
Yeah, Will Arnett. Babe.
Yeah. Let me get some dong bags. Maybe we could do it later.
So like the line babe was all ad-libbed when he's just like screaming babe, all ad-libbed. Even the cool beans, like they're just supposed to be like cool beans. And then they Lonely Island the shit out of it. Because of course this is their first movie. Like you got Akiva Schaffer.
Is this Danny McBride's first movie too?
Ooh, I don't know. No, because he was David Gordon Green, who did like the new Halloween movies and stuff.
Okay.
They did a movie called George Washington. It's a Criterion Collection. I need to buy it.
Nice.
Yeah. Danny McBride, though, right?
He's
Jesus
one of my favorite.
Christ, brother. That was the guy. It's the guy I could never remember his name, but now I'm like, I've studied it. I'm like, it's Danny McBride. It's Danny McBride. It's Danny McBride.
He looks a lot different in this one than he does in any other one.
He's younger, but also almost looks older because his hair is shaved. But he's been drinking green tea all day. Gotta love Bill Hader as Dave. It's so good. Apparently, Bill Hader, all the mannerisms and the way he's talking and stuff were all done because of the way he had a friend growing up that acted just like this.
That's awesome.
Like, hells yeah. It's like, why'd you call yourself Voltron? Because it's badass. And I love Kevin. He's so good when he's in his room. And like, I guess is he supposed to be like, I don't know, 8? He's in his room doing karaoke to stuffed animals. It's so funny. Ian McShane, classic actor. Ela Fisher, she's Amy Adams' doppelganger.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She's great. She's funny. Makes a Rod poop.
God, Amy Adams is adorable.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Or Amy Adams, right? I said Ava.
Amy Adams, yeah. She was like one of the best actresses for a while and then like kept not doing good movies. And it's like, Amy, come back to us. And Sissy Spacek, Carrie herself as the mother.
Oh, nice.
She's the only like straight-laced character in the whole movie, but it works. That's a good thing. Let's see, what else did I have for? So this movie has 39% on Rotten Tomatoes. Accurate or not accurate?
I don't think I usually don't give Rotten Tomatoes that much credit.
Because this is definitely mid-80s percentage type of score. Yeah, I don't either. I was just like, when I was looking up notes, I was like, this movie's only 39%? That's BS, dude. Like, how do you just watch this and be like, not funny?
My wife probably left a million bad reviews to offset all the good ones, so I can see why it would happen.
Oh, is that what it is? It's just too
Her
silly.
wives around the world are like, don't let your husband watch this.
Well, my wife loves the movie, and that's why I married her. That'd be a wild thing. I don't know. It's like, what is it she doesn't like? Just too childish?
Yes.
Yeah, but did she not?
And like slaps. She didn't really care for slapstick humor.
Slapstick? Oh, gotcha.
But when it comes to people falling down, that's a completely different story.
Yeah. I mean, like you didn't start the movie and then him going up the ramp and immediately crashing. There's no laugh at all.
Well, she wasn't really paying attention. She was just sitting next to me watching her own thing.
Did she make it to the point where they're walking down the street and then an angry mom party breaks out?
I don't know.
If you don't laugh at that, I don't know what's wrong with you. Their faces, they're all turning around like, what the fuck? They're all singing. So good. Is it too goofy or just right?
It's on the verge of being too goofy.
Really?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty fucking funny.
Well, I think like if you compare it to, I don't know, even like Wayne's World or Austin Powers, it's like not even as goofy.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's that over the top.
Yeah. I think it's.
I do like how they have a fascination with stuntmen.
Yeah.
Because if you look at like all the movies Danny McBride is in, almost all of them, not Pineapple Express, but like and Righteous Gemstones too.
Yeah.
Like his son is a badass stuntman.
Have you ever watched a Danny McBride movie and there not been fireworks somewhere or explosions? Because I don't think he's like, this is one of the two movies that I know that he is in control of pyrotechnics. This and Tropic Thunder.
It just, anytime I see him in a movie, it just reminds me of being a kid and like blowing shit up with fireworks. Yeah. Just, and all your friends are just sitting around going, awesome.
He just has it. Like he has that, it's my like next door friend that I grew up with that just like, man, he really liked exploding things. He's really blunt and kind of rude all the time, but he's so fun to be around.
Interesting person.
Yeah. I had a friend like that. So our guy, Roger Ebert, gave this movie some thumbs up, baby. So just remember, whenever if your wife says how stupid the movie is, it's like the great Roger Ebert, who is the master of reviews, got it right.
No, what you have to do is say, listen, let me explain this, why this is funny to you.
Yeah.
And words that you will understand.
Hey, as a man, let me explain why this is funny to your female ears. But Roger Ebert gave this a 3 out of 4. Which, because he only does 4 stars, up to 4 stars. So that's like...
That's pretty good.
Above average, dude. It's just like me.
Take that, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. So the movie is funny because it is sincere. It likes Rod. It doesn't portray him as a maniacal goofball, but as an ambitious kid who really thinks every single time that he will succeed. In creating this aurora of sincerity, Hot Rod benefits from SpaceX performance. She plays the mom absolutely straight without inflection, as if she was not in a comedy. That's the only right choice. Supporting characters are needed to reinforce Rod, not compete with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, read that to your wife.
They're very supportive friends.
Yeah, they're very supportive. They're great friends.
Never had any like supportive friends growing up.
I always felt like I was the supportive friend.
Yeah, I was always the one too.
But maybe that's probably how everybody feels. Everybody feels like they're the supportive friend.
That's a good point.
Nobody gets enough attention. Yeah, Roger, way to get it right, buddy. If he likes it, everybody should like it. And so, Lonely Island did this film. You got Akiva directing. You have Jorma, he's Kevin, and then Andy Samberg. Do you have a favorite Lonely Island skit?
I don't really know. I can't really pin one down, but I do love their shit. Like maybe.
Have you ever seen Throw It on the Ground?
Throw It on the Ground. That is very good. Take that cell phone and throw it on the ground.
Cell phone rings. She says it's my dad. This is not my dad. It's a cell phone.
Oh,
so
always,
good.
Yeah, I always loved I Jizzed in My Pants.
Yeah.
That was my first.
That was like the first big one. Where people were like, whoa, they do good movie. Well, I guess the first big one is Lazy Sunday.
I don't think
it's the Chronicles of Narnia. You've never seen that?
Oh no, I think I have seen
I
it.
immediately
I just
lost.
don't remember it.
It's got Chris Farnell in it. Yeah. So,
that's cool.
Well, we're gonna have to watch it then after this. I will show you all the good ones.
I like the one about the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, they did that at they did like a medley at the SNL 50 concert they did. It was great. They did like all their big songs. Lady Gaga helped them with Dick in a Box. Nice. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll do some behind the scene facts. Dun, 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 dun. Don't know why I did that. So Will Ferrell was originally slated to play Rod. I wonder if he was supposed to be like a 20-year-old.
That would have been just fine.
Yeah. So the title role in Hot Rod was originally written for Will Ferrell, and he was even cast in the role. However, he had to bow out due to scheduling conflicts with other projects. After Will Ferrell dropped out, the role was offered to Andy Samberg, who was beginning to journey to becoming one of the 21st century's most recognizable comedy stars. And Ferrell became executive producer.
Nice.
Great. So Bill Hader, he had to put extensions in his hair. Yeah. It's not a wig, it's extensions.
Wow.
Because he always kind of had like medium hair. So
it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it looks great. It's definitely why he wears a visor or a hat the whole time, probably. The original script was written by South Park's Pam Brady. She was like...
She like an animator? Or writer?
No, she was just a writer. She wrote the original script. She worked as a writer for South Park during its earliest seasons and also has a writing credit alongside Trey Parker and Matt Stone on South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut and Team America World Police.
Fuck yeah.
However, after Hot Rod was offered to the Lonely Island, they completely rewrote the script to suit their uniquely wacky comedy style.
Good.
I want to know what this movie was before.
I know.
Right? Like, was it a little more serious? Was it?
No, not possible.
It's impossible, right? And they they shot this between seasons of SNL because, they're all three were on SNL. Jorm and Akiva were writers at the time. And they all come from YouTube, so they all kind of got on at the same time together. Which was
cool.
Yeah. All of Andy Samberg's stunt doubles had to wear prosthetic noses because Andy Samberg's got a honker on him. Because it's like his most distinguishing physical features. So Samberg's longtime friends and Lonely Island cohorts, Akiva Schaffer, who directed the movie, and Jorma, played a prank on Samberg by requesting prosthetic noses that were bigger than Samberg's to make him feel insecure.
Don't have the biggest nose in the room anymore.
Such a good bit.
It's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, like I said earlier, Bill Hader's based his character off one of his friends named Eric. The scene in which Dave is tripping and asks Rod to drive him to the hospital was based on real incidents involved Eric. In real life, Eric was the Dave and Hader was the Rod.
That's incredible.
That's so good. And I guess Bill Hader and Danny McBride, they watched America's Next Top Model on the set all the time, like between shoots, and they all just kind of hung out. And Andy Samberg performed some of his own stunts.
Like the real easy ones.
Yeah. He required a couple of stunt doubles for Hot Rod, but he performed as many of his own stunts as the studio would allow him to do, including the pool jump.
Not the falling down the mountain?
No, definitely not him. Or any of the athletic things he was doing, Footloosing in the... Yes. I love a good Footloose dance sequence parody. It's great.
You always imagine like just walking up on somebody doing that in the forest.
Just to be like, ooh,
that would be awesome.
Wow, this guy did mushrooms or something.
And then he gets really angry when you try to join in. He's like, no, this is my thing.
It's like, no, I want to fight. You want to fight, dance? Let's go. You ever just danced out of anger?
No, can't say I have.
I usually just sit and stew and then make some stew and sit in it. So, bro, anything else you want to talk about before we get into it?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's go. Hot Rod, baby. It's time to get hot on this rod. Got him. No. Fucking got him, baby. Snake's rolling his eyes over here. So, film starts with a man named Rod putting on a kid-like stuntman outfit and mustache.
Yeah.
You know, I really related to him a little bit for the mustache. Now I can grow it pretty easy, but mustaches are hard to grow, and especially to be that fancy.
Yeah,
I hate like it just stops right at the right on my edge of my lips.
Yeah, what do you even do to make it so fancy?
I want to know, how the fuck do you trim mustaches?
I don't know.
Every time I do it, I just mess it up and have to shave.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
It pisses me off.
Pisses me off.
So if you know how to trim mustaches, go to the link in the description and click on it and let us know. So we see he's about to jump a van. He asks his half-brother Kevin if he reinforced the takeoff ramp. He says, no, they didn't have time. Time for what? What do you mean? What type of... Like, what timetable are we at here? Then he prepares himself. Soul of an eagle. Then he goes, the ramp immediately falls apart and he crashes hard. Oh, God, it was so painful to watch. Have you ever wanted to be a stuntman?
No, never had the desire. I mean, I did my own stunts growing up.
Yeah, me too.
I got injured a lot.
I felt like after because I trained to become a professional wrestler a little bit, and I learned how to fall and take bumps and stuff. And I was like, if I don't become a filmmaker, maybe I should try to become a stuntman. And I was like,
jumped out of a window.
But then you watch stuntmen and they're just like falling face first on the ground. It's like, nah.
Setting themselves on fire.
I think I'm good. I would do that. That'd be cool.
But
you just put jelly on you.
Like watching The Righteous Gemstones, like his son was such a fucking badass. Like when he's driving the monster truck.
So cool, yeah.
And he can just drive so well.
I forgot about his son.
Do all stuntmen like learn to drive that well?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Righteous Gemstone, baby. This Sunday. So excited.
Hell yeah.
Also, we got to point out the silly pedal, like moped bike that he has. And he thinks he's going to jump anything.
Ring.
This is like, especially when we get to the pool. This is not going to work. So now we're into the intro. Danger on the Track by Europe. Most of the songs are by Europe in this movie. We see him doing tiny little stunts. He's being followed by kids. He gives like these kids a flyer for a stunt show where he's going to be jumping a pool. And then like he thinks he's so cool. And he's like doing donuts on the way out, but he's completely standing off the bike and just driving in circles.
He's got some showmanship.
I love when it gets to the end and he has the actual dirt bike and you cut to like Dave, Bill Hader's character, is like, he's going in circles. He's going in circles. So good. So then we see some of his friends because Rod is alongside Kevin and their friend Rico, who are hanging out at a burger shack guessing jelly bean flavors. He gets 100 straight. That's impressive, dude. Jelly beans taste like nothing half the time.
I used to do the same thing with candies.
Just hang out with your friends, like eating jelly beans, guessing flavors. What's the highest you got to?
Guessing flavors?
Yeah.
I guess every flavor in a pack of Skittles one time. That was pretty good. Even though there's really not that many flavors.
Well, and they also all
it's
are
like 5.
They're all the same flavor.
Yeah, I didn't say I was good at it.
Well, they all have the same flavor. They don't taste.
No, they don't.
Don't they?
There's lemon, cherry, grape, green apple.
But don't they all taste the same? They're just they're just sugar with red on it.
Who even are you?
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. You know what?
M&M's definitely have the same flavor.
All Skittles taste.
I'll settle this once and for all.
Okay, I don't want to talk about it. All right, so let's continue. They are joined by their friend Dave, a.k.a. Voltron.
Yes.
It's like, Voltron? Why'd you do Voltron? Because it's badass. Hells yeah, it is. They sit down. Rico finds some fireworks. Like, if they go to the side and set them off.
Some fireworks in the men's room.
Do you... They go, it's like, do you get ready to be dazzled? And fireworks do nothing. It's like, how old are these guys? Are they in high school?
I love it so much.
I don't know. Is it just like summer break in high school or
no,
something?
Definitely. No, I think they're not in high school.
They gotta be
anymore.
adults, right?
They're adults, but they still hang out at the high school to pass out flyers.
Yeah.
This is fun.
I'm so excited to get to Richardson. So Rod and Kevin, they head home. Rod runs through the door and locks Kevin out. He's like, It's so fun. Every tiny little bit is good in this movie. Oh, so then we see Rod preparing for an epic fight. Kevin asks why Rod and his stepdad keep fighting each other. Rod tells him since he's a stepson, he has to earn his stepdad's respect. And then Rod goes, ancestors protect me.
May they protect you.
So good. Everything's falling off my lap right now. So he goes to the basement where Frank is working out. Rod immediately gets taken down. Never sneak up on a man who's been in the chemical fire.
He's just like leg sweeping him and
it's
kicking his ass so hard.
Did you ever fight a grown man before?
Oh, no. Not really. Well, I mean, like,
play fight at least?
Wrestle. Like, it's like hand-to-hand combat training, but we weren't like, because you have to get like certifications to do different types of hand-to-hand stuff training.
Yeah.
And so when you start off, you can only do it from your knees. Like you have to be on your knees wrestling with just your arms.
I don't want to.
Well, I mean, both parties are on their knees. It's not like
I don't want to tell you this, man, but I think you have some repressed memories, maybe that you're misremembering. Well, that's cool. So that was like in military school, training.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So you start on your knees, and then like once you graduate, do they have like a graduation like ceremony? Whenever it's like you now may stand. Like
thank you.
During the ceremony, like you're sitting down, but then whenever you have to go up and get your diploma,
you have to walk on your knees.
You have to walk on your knees. And once you get that diploma, they're like, you may stand.
Yeah.
And then they start trying to stab you with knives.
And then you get punched by a woman.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Sheesh, what is this? My fantasy?
No, there was a guy though I knew who he was highly certified in it, and he would always help with the training. And it was awful. Yeah. His favorite part was when he got to fight the women. Because I'd
love to know where he's at in life.
I know. It's awful. He's like, they're so much weaker. They're easier to punch. I'm like, what?
Wow.
But they're using gloves and protective equipment.
Yeah.
Right. So it's.
Well, I will say.
Still. It's so fucked that you're getting like, enjoyment out of it.
When you're, like when you're a kid and like, you have a big brother, it's like when you wrestle, it's always got to be super fun to like throw you around, right? So like, as I was getting older and like getting in like junior high and high school, all my like little cousins were small and we kind of wrestle and it'd be like, just like holding them up in the air. It's like, oh my God. So I could see that if he's like getting his ass kicked by a bunch of dudes and he's like, oh, thank God I can just finally win something or something.
Yeah, because
or if I don't know where this guy lives, but if there seems to be a bunch of murders of women, contact Jason. And our link in our description.
I wonder if when he was a kid, he's like, I can't wait to join the army so I can hit a woman.
So I can beat up women. They give him like a
single tier.
A secret. They give him a secret mission in like Iraq or whatever. It's like, here's what you do. You will only fight women.
Like a Manchurian candidate.
Yeah, but just for fighting women.
Jesus fucking Christ. Let's get out of this rabbit hole we've done for ourselves.
Hey, you brought the friend up.
Sorry.
That was one of my favorite bits ever. So they begin to fight with Rhodesian fighting sticks. Frank beats the shit out of Rod. Rod tries his ultimate punch though. Ultimate punch! Where punches with two hands and kicks once. And then Frank like makes fun of his mustache. He's like, a real man grows a mustache. I have a hormone disorder. And then like after he loses, Rod says, one day I'll punch you right in the face and then you'll respect me. So good.
It's like he's just never been able to punch him in the face.
Yeah. And then Frank tells him to take out the trash. So he goes outside, takes the trash can out, and then like walks off screen and then runs with the trash bag, flips over to put it in the trash. So good. So then his neighbor Denise comes out. We have real Spider-Man 1 vibes here. Mary Jane and Peter Parker. He's nervous around her. He invites her to a pole jump, and he's like, the dog barks. She has to go inside. And then he's like, you look pretty. And he's like, what? You look shitty. Good night, Denise. Good bit.
Nice cover.
So fucking
he saved it.
Funny. We should have done that. We should have done that as the opening. So later he's looking at a picture of two men. His dad was an anonymous stuntman and wants to be like him. I love the picture as a circle around it and with an arrow pointing and saying dad. So just in case you forgot. Oh God. And then Kevin comes in.
This is the lie, right?
Yeah, it ends up being a lie. Then Kevin comes in and asks him a question. Get out!
It caught him in an emotional moment.
His fucking face.
Oh,
he is one of the best faces in comedy. It's so like big and weird. Yeah. And then also love when he's laying on the bed, he like pops his like, he like bends his feet so like his feet are like in the air. He's got little slippers on, like little kid slippers. It's so funny. It's like, are we sure they're not 14-year-olds?
No, I don't know.
So then we meet. Oh, we are at the pool jump. For some reason, Kevin's not there. I love it because Rod's like, oh, Kevin's not here? It's like, yeah, well, he's supposed to be here. He's our team manager. Rico's like, well. Just stands there and stares at him and then walks off. Danny McBride. Oh, I gotta watch some of those movies. Then we meet Richardson, who won't get out of the pool because he wants to join the team. And then he's like, you won't even add anything to it. It's like, so he decides to show his talents and he just thrusts a lot. That's his talent. He dances by thrusting. If your wife watched this and didn't laugh, it's divorce time.
I think this is exactly why she doesn't laugh. I mean,
but why?
I don't know.
What's like her favorite comedy?
I don't know. I want to say
some sort of like educated British movie.
No, I mean we watch a lot of lady stand-up comedians that are very funny. I just have trouble to remember their names. I know she likes Bill Burr.
Well, like movies. Is she big Bridesmaids?
Not. I mean, she liked it. I don't really know.
Damn.
I know she loved Mean Girls.
Oh, well, hell yeah. Everybody loves Mean Girls. Okay. I just wanted to be like, what's the range of like comedies she likes? Okay. I'm just going to have to ask her.
We don't watch a lot of comedies together.
I should do that.
Movies.
Oh, there's nothing better than just laughing.
Yeah.
Which I hope you're doing.
We have such different like humor though, but when it comes to movies, then when it's like a series, it's a lot easier.
You can get into it. She like The Office?
Yeah.
Okay.
We love The Office. And like Parks and Rec.
I would consider that hella silly. So Denise shows up. Denise shows up. He's like, Denise. At this time, like a kid's walking by Rico. He pushes him in the pool. We see Rod is ready to jump. He prepares himself. Totem spirit Fox. And then like to himself, like, please God, don't let me embarrass myself in front of Denise. So he attempts to jump and makes it barely halfway across the pool. He essentially goes in straight down.
Yeah, it's funny to me that they love doing stunts and they never thought about like the physics of it.
Yeah,
because it takes a lot of.
Yeah, never thought that maybe a pedal bike is not the way to go. Have you ever ridden one of those?
A pedal?
Yeah, because his like little moped thing had pedals on it. Oh. It's like, is that just to like get
you? It's like an electric motorcycle? No,
electric bicycle? I guess like so.
Bicycle with a little motor on it.
Wish I had one as a kid. I would be doing stuff like this if I had one as a kid. Like, let's fucking jump this. So he gets home. He's defeated. Kevin didn't show because they found out Frank needs a heart transplant. When he's talking to his mom, Frank's sick? Since when? Since 21 years ago.
She's had heart disease this whole time.
Ron gets mad because he can't kick Frank's ass if he's dead. I hate you so much. I want her to smash your face in. Too late. I'm already dead. We learned the transplant will cost $50,000.
I was going to say, like, what's the going rate for a heart these days?
And like, I guess the insurance won't cover it because it's like too high risk, and it's like, so that's still happening in 2024. It's like 20 years later, we're still dealing with that.
The price seems like it would be like 10 times this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is like easy, like 2004 money. before the collapse of the economy. Well, I don't know. We were still struggling because of the war. I don't know. So Rod says he will get him better, and then he will beat him to death.
Yes.
An angry Rod goes to his quiet place where he footlooses in the woods. He's doing like flips and shit. He's like really good. And it's like, wait, very athletic. You should be a gymnast, not a stunt man. But then we see why he's not, because he trips over a log and then falls for 5 minutes of the movie.
Funniest fucking fall. It's like the one with
Almost Heroes with Chris Farley. Yeah.
Oh, that one too.
Or Black Sheep. I think he does that in that too.
But man, God, that was the best.
Falls are the best.
They are.
You think they're not going to be funny anymore, and then they continue to fall, and it continues to be funny.
And then when it stops being funny, you can just look up animals that fall down, and it's still funny.
And then by the time you look back up, you see him falling, and then you're laughing again.
I'm back in.
I'm back in, baby. And then it turns out he lands where a giant billboard says, "One big jump." And so he gets an idea.
It's a sign.
Yeah. I saw a sign, guys. What? It's an actual sign. So then we cut to Rico high-fiving the shit out of Dave and Kevin.
So it's like, that's how you do it. Do what? It's like, how many times can you high-five both of us in a minute?
Oh, it's so good.
Jesus Christ.
Holy shit. If we ever did video podcast, that would have been our opening line. Or maybe we should have done it for the podcast. That'd be even funnier. Just like, that's how you do it. Then it'd sound sexual.
Cheeks clapping.
Yeah. So Rod tells him his idea to save Frank. He's going to raise the money to save Frank by jumping 15 buses. And he's talking about he's going to have to, first they're going to have to raise money to set up the stunt, and then the stunt's going to raise them money. Dave just randomly in the middle of this conversation tries to sneak off, and he's like, "Where are you going?" I forgot I have to go to work. So then it cuts to them all at work while they're explaining the plan. And as he's explaining the plan, it cuts to because the whole time Kevin's writing it down, Dave's listening, and so is Rico. And then it cuts to them outside, and there's this like a homeless man just talking about like, "Wow, we're gonna have to get some trash, put it in this buggy." And then Rod comes up like, "Guys, what are y'all doing?" They're like, "Oh, we were just coming up with the plan." Ooh. Holy shit. Oh, man. So good. So good. Oh. This podcast is going to be us laughing. So we cut to Denise playing with her dog, and then she keeps getting hit by like a reflection. And then it cuts to like we see Rod, who's like, "Oh shit, she's coming!" And then he grabs a hammer and starts banging on some engine. He's like, "Oh, sorry, didn't see you there." He tells her about the jump and asks her to join the team, and she's like, "Yeah, I'd love to join the team." He's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! You can't just join the team. You have to go through initiation." Has no idea what the initiation is, so he just dumps his slushy on her shoe. What the hell?
All right, you're in.
Damn, I wish all initiations were that easy. Oh, golly, dude, the run of just like comedy in this movie right here. It's amazing.
It's nonstop.
It's so funny.
Laughs and
it's also one of the movies that like, it's a great movie, and this is the type of comedies I really love, is whenever like you're watching it and you laugh, right? But then when you get with a friend and you start talking about it, and then you're just,
of each other.
Yeah, and then
you can't stop.
But also it's just like, shit, no, that was insane. So then it's like next time you watch it, you're gonna have like the memory of like us two talking about it and laughing about it, and then it's just like, oh, this movie's so amazing. Because that's what this movie is for me. Because me and my buddy Richard, growing up, this is where I first watched it with him, and it was so in our wheelhouse. So like usually when I watch it, it's like that's what I kind of think of.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this, Richard, which I know sometimes you listen, what up? So we cut to Rico, Dave, and Kevin. Rico is telling Dave about his dream I'm kind of grumpy today, dude. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was having those dreams again. You know how it's just me in a castle and I got to fight like 1,000 wizards and the only way to beat them is to punch them as hard as I can in their faces. Then when I'm done, all their little wizard wives come out and wanted me to have sex with them, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
I love those little bits when it's just like Rico or Dave and Kevin just like saying some off the wall dumb shit. And it's just, they're funny. They're funny. So then Rod and Denise show up, tells them she's on the team. So they introduce themselves. My name's Rod. I like to party.
They all love the party.
It's like, Dave, what's your name? It's like, I'm Dave. I like to party. It's like, no, that's not it. It's like, oh, I'm Dave. I'm Stuntman. Rico, it's like, I'm Rico and I definitely like to party too. It's like, oh, that one's probably accurate. And then like Kevin's like, I'm Rod. I like to party.
Like they've never spoken to a girl before.
No, there's like, they might be the dumbest people on the planet. And Rod's the smartest one out of all of them, which is maybe Kevin. I just think he has like the brain of a 7-year-old.
Are they loyal though?
They are. Hey, it doesn't matter how smart your friends are. Just find some loyal ones. All right. So training begins. He's going to start by toughening his lungs up. So he tells them like, hold me under the pool and no matter how much I fight, don't pull me up till 40 seconds.
He's going to ring the bell.
Yeah, he's going to ring the bell. They all start doing it. Denise is like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden Dave's sister comes out and is like, would you like some juice? Yeah, just bring it out. You don't have to ask next time. So then he's getting ready to go under. He's like, soul of a bottlenose dolphin. And then they push him. I can't do dolphin noses. So they push him under and then the sister comes out and they're all completely distracted by the sister.
The bell breaks.
The bell breaks. Like Rico's is like, don't bring me to that cherry shit. It gives me like diarrhea or something. And then so they hold him under the water and he almost immediately panics and drowns because they're distracted by the sister. Denise gives him mouth to mouth and spits all over her. Then like Kevin comes in and is like, did it look like we were making out? It's like, a little bit.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm gonna go wipe the vomit off my face. So good. Golly. Oh, man. So, and then we're off to the next training session. It's like, then he's going to do speed management, G-force. So he's on like one of those like banana boards or like whatever. They're like on road luge skates, boards.
Like street luge.
Something like that. Maybe. Yeah. He's going to go downhill. His safe word is whiskey. Sorry, Rod. What was that? Whiskey. Kevin, don't you mean whiskey? Rod, what? Kevin, you're saying it weird, Rod. Saying what weird? Kevin, all of it.
Weird because you have an H.
Rod pronouncing the H. Rod, where do you get off? Kevin, I don't get why you're saying it that way. Rod, why? I'm saying what way? Kevin, forget it. Rod, I will forget it.
Was this before the Saturday Night Live when Stewie did it on
Family Guy? I don't know. It's just like such a classic. Right? Like I do it like sometimes randomly. It's all from this movie. Yeah. So he goes downhill very fast. Immediately starts saying whiskey, and then he crashes into an RV. Everybody like comes up to him. Are you okay? Are you okay? Man comes out super pissed, about to beat everybody off. Rico, I'm freaking pumped. I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day. Then he's beating up the man. God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday. You're gonna bring the demons out in me. Throw it, like hits him with a cone. Everybody's like, whoa, he's hitting him with a street cone. And then like beats him up, and he's like, oh no, not the trash. Dumps trash on him, and then picks up his hat. This is my hat now. This is my hat.
Have you ever tried?
The immediate moment, I love Danny McBride for the rest of my life.
He just keeps throwing the trash on it.
So good.
Have you ever tried to do that on a skateboard? Like go down a big steep hill that was way too big and steep?
No, I was never good at skate. Well, I was all right at skateboarding once I learned it, but I could like do an ollie. That was as good as my skills got. And I could turn. Turning was hard.
I could never do an ollie.
Yeah.
But I did one night I was feeling highly overly courageous, I would say. after drinking. And I got on a skateboard and went down this big steep hill in Nashville.
Yeah. Ooh, Nashville, that's not good.
I hurt myself a lot. Yikes. And the skateboard I was riding on, I fell and it launched up in the air and broke the window of my car.
Oh my God, dude. Some Final Destination shit.
I just happened to fall right next to my car and the skateboard went smash through the driver's side window.
I'm trying to think of like the Final Destination situation of that. It's like, okay, you're going downhill. It gets windy because death is in all of a sudden. It like blows a branch, puts a stick in the road. You flip. You land
wood chipper.
And like you roll into front of your car. The skateboard goes through your car window and then like puts it into drive somehow and just runs you over.
And it takes off the parking brake and it just slowly rolls.
Yeah,
and crushes me.
Crushes your head. One thing to know: Rod in this movie is definitely not meant to die by death yet because this man
cannot be killed.
This man goes through some stuff. So. They have a dance party outside a convenience store. I love Kevin's little dance.
I would come here every day to this place.
Just dance?
To just watch these people
dance.
This
is definitely an ode to Clerks, I feel like.
This whole dance. Yeah, kind of.
Because this is like what
they do.
Jay and Silent Bob do all the time. We see Rod and Denise. They're talking. He's going to ask her out. But all of a sudden, the boyfriend, Jonathan, comes up, played by Will Arnett. Turns out he's a douche.
He's a giant douche.
Yeah. And
but it's so funny. He gets onto every stereotype of a douchey boyfriend, and I love it so much.
Will Arnett, like he's appreciated now, but it took way too long for people to truly appreciate him. I feel like Smartless is what really did it for him.
Really?
Because everybody loves the podcast Smartless.
I don't really like it that much.
Really? Did you watch the documentary on HBO?
Of that podcast?
Yeah, they did like a live tour. You should watch it just because it's so fun to see Jason Bateman and Will Arnett and the guy I'm blanking on like together, just like their daily interactions. You're like, wow,
that seems fun.
You guys are so much like the
Maybe I just need to give it another
try
because I've only listened to like 2 episodes.
Yeah, I will say I liked the documentary more than I liked their podcasts, but I also hate when celebrities have podcasts. So. Because leave it for us, you bitches. I'm sorry. Go be in a movie.
Leave some scraps for the rest of us.
Also talking to you, Joe Rogan.
It's like
we'd probably have so many more listeners if there wasn't for Smartless and Joe Rogan.
It's all his fault.
Yeah. So then Denise was like, well, what were you going to ask me? And then he's like, so who would win in a fight, grilled cheese or a taco? She's like, grilled cheese.
Well, she's like, is that really what you wanted to ask me?
It's like,
Yep.
Yep.
Double down. It's brain. It's like, double down, double down.
And then she says, grilled cheese, but if it's prison rolls, I'd take a taco. It's like, well, that's racist, but absolutely correct.
She belongs here.
Yeah. She's a part of the gang.
Deserves to be here.
Yeah. So later, Rod is working out. He's upset about Jonathan. They have dinner with the family. Frank finally feels good enough to come downstairs and have dinner with him. They ask him to promise not to fight. And Rod's like, what are you talking about? What do you assume? Kevin might fight him. Kevin's like, I promise not to fight. It's like, fine, I won't fight. Frank immediately makes Rod lose his temper. Makes him so upset. He like walks through the kitchen. He's like, I hate you. He's like, I hope you have fun being married to Satan. Slams. Oh wait, that's not this time yet. That's not this time. So then we cut to Rod sneaking around in padding, and he's like hiding behind trees and walks out, gets ran over by like an RV van. Then him and Denise are out at a outdoor restaurant thing. I don't know what you call those things. It's where they're eating at the beginning. It's like a hut. Like a hamburger hut or something?
Yeah, it's like a food stand
something
at a
that like
or something.
Don't exist anymore.
Like Sonic, I mean, they kind of have that.
Yeah, that's true. But it was like smaller. And I feel like the food probably tastes better at this place, not Sonic.
Yeah.
Sonic's been disappointing.
And it's like $10
Come
for
at
a
me,
hamburger.
Sonic. Yeah.
Come at me, Sonic.
He asked about Jonathan. And like she's just saying all these things about him. I was like, oh, he's so mature. He's cool. He's got a job in the city. And he's like, right, totally. You should break up. Then Dave comes and sits down. Dude, the bathroom here is nuts.
No fireworks in this one, though.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, and then it just like cuts and is like, what's in the bathroom? Is it because like there's just always like some sort of like explosive left in there? The bathroom here is nuts. It's just like Bill Hader is maybe the funniest person on the planet, right?
He's really fucking funny.
God, I love listening to, if you do listen to Smartless, listen to the Bill Hader episode.
Okay.
Any podcast, if it's like an interview podcast or anything, if Bill Hader is a guest, listen to it.
He's hilarious.
He's just so good with like, I love watching his like impersonations on talk shows and stuff. They're so good. So Rod is in love with Denise, obviously. You got the song I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight playing. And out of jealousy, asks the cashier at the restaurant out, and she declines, but he tells everybody she said yes and makes a double date with Denise. It's like, why? Why?
So he could look like
he just like got
like he got stood up whenever they go on the date.
It seems like he was actually thinking that somebody was going to show. She
was just going to be impressed.
Or he was just like hoping Jonathan wouldn't show as well.
He just wants her to be jealous. That's the whole point.
That's it. So at the date, his girl doesn't show. Jonathan continues to be a douche in like the ultimate way. Jonathan talks to a friend because he like sees like one of his friends across the thing. They're like, whoa, what up? Yeah. He goes and talks before he does like, you two don't go falling in love while I'm away. It's like, damn, this may be smart. And so they're alone. And then Rod says, hey, Denise, have I ever shown you a picture of my dead dad? Denise, no. Oh, you've got to see it. He's super dead. We learn his dad used to work with Evel Knievel. He died because the handlebar, and like he would do the stunts before Evel Knievel would
try him out. And
then he decided to go off on his own so he could get all the glory. And then it turns out when he went to do this super jump, his tire exploded and the handlebars went straight through his face and there's blood everywhere.
Nice.
Exploded in his head. He died instantly the next day. Good bit. So now we're to the next day. They're gonna raise the money. It's like a montage essentially. You got them putting up flyers, a birthday party fire stunt that goes horribly. He's stuck in a barrel underwater. It goes horribly because they lose the keys. So Rico's got to shoot the barrel open in front of all these kids. And then, of course, at the end, Dave's like, oh, I found the key. He wears some padding and like they have a dryer hit him off a crane. And then we see Frank was painting something and he was like, while he's showing him the money, he says, it's a painting of him getting humped by a horse and he's saying, I'm an idiot. He's teaching Denise to drive his little like motorbike thing. You got kids hitting him with the bats. Denise being really good at driving the motorcycle, way better than Rod. And then kids hitting him even more with bats, and then Kevin joins in. Gives it like an even weaker hit than the kids. There's definitely some undertones of Kevin hating Rod a little bit. He's like, you know what? This is my one chance to hit him because he's always so fucking mean to me.
He would have done the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. Whew. Oh, damn, I'm getting exhausted now. So at an employee retreat, Rico blows up Rod and drives away. Because he's like standing on this giant platform. He's like giving this speech. And then like Rico's like, did you say explode it now? He's like, no, not now. Because I guess he's supposed to jump from the explosion, but instead he just explodes him. But he just so like calmly sets it down, turns around, walks to his van, and like drives off as fast as he. And then you have the guy that set up the retreat. He's like, you are the worst stunt man I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, he just blew up in front of you and survived. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good stunt man. Yeah. Or lucky good. At least. But the whole time, like he says, you're a terrible stuntman. He's like, what? You're a terrible stuntman. What? You're a terrible stuntman. I'm just kidding. It was just really mean. So Denise and Rod, they do some Tai Chi. He asked Denise if she knows a move that would make a man crap his pants and not know why. She says the move exists, but he's not ready. So
why does she know?
I don't know.
That's
awesome. Doing Tai Chi. I guess incredible. She just knows it. He pressures her, and she does the move. on him, and he craps himself.
He's like, I gotta
go. There's no reason. You know what? I would love to learn the move, but it didn't work. It totally didn't work. He's going to drive off, leave her in the middle of the woods. We know there's like a creepy guy out there fishing somewhere. Whew.
It's like the 5-finger death.
Yeah. So later he walks in on his brother working on something. And it's him working on editing like a stunt video, but then he closes it down, and so then and he comes in, he's like, no, show me what you're working with, and he pops up, it's like 2 dogs humping. He's like, oh, that was something else. It's for mom, not for me.
They get stuck together sometimes.
Oh God,
my face hurts and I'm crying.
It's like, was he jerking off the dogs humping?
I don't know.
He's gonna be a furry when he grows up. He's got furry vibes. Yeah. So it's a video of Rod doing stunts. He loves it and says they should show it to help raise money. So they start handing out flyers, and you can see like the theater like putting up one night only show, stuntman show. So they hand out flyers. Richardson gets the help, starts flinging them at people. It just he essentially throws them at people and then like wastes hundreds of flyers, and then it starts dancing. And I love it because it'll cut to the others just handing out flyers, and like in the small corner of the background, you just have him just fucking going,
grinding,
baby. Yeah,
thrusting.
And then I love it because it's kind of a montage thing, and then like we cut to Kevin editing on his computer, but for some reason when Richardson shows up, it's already edited, and he's like, who the fuck is doing this? Is he here? Did he do this? So it's like, I can only assume he snuck into Kevin's room, edited him in the video doing this. Richardson, the best, baby, the best. So he Rod talks to sleeping Frank, and he tells him how well they're doing. And then he's just like, oh, we're going to do so well. I'm going to give you that heart. Frank starts laughing in his sleep. And he's like, just wake up, Frank. I know you're awake. He calls him a pussy in his sleep and that he sucks. He's like, I know you're pretending. And he opens his eyes. And then so he gets up. He runs through the kitchen, slams the door. He says something to the wife or the mom. And he's like, it's like, I hope you love him when I murder him. Slams the door, the glass breaks. He says, I am genuinely sorry. But he has like the nicest mom, so I'm sure she just probably fixed it easily.
Yeah. I love how hard his dad is on him. It's so insane.
It's gotta earn that respect.
It's the only way
you
to
had
get
a stepdad, right? Is this how it was? Or did you have a stepdad like later?
I had a stepdad.
Did you fight him?
He was problematic. He used to beat up my older brother. So.
Oh, damn. Well, what you didn't know is out of respect. He was trying to get the older brother to learn respect.
That worked so well. He's in prison teaching other people respect.
Oh, your brother. Well, let's get back to laughter. Damn, that took a turn. I'm sorry I asked a question.
Okay. Just being honest.
I never had a stepfather, but I did often fight uncles.
Nice.
As a child, because I was into wrestling. I almost broke somebody's neck.
My uncles are so huge. I never even thought about it.
Yeah, well, it is like I was like a little kid, right? And I remember trying to, I think I was like trying to do a DDT on one of my uncles, and I was on the counter, and nobody knew I was on the counter, and I just like jumped off, grabbed his head, and tried to like do it, and he seriously hurt his neck, and I do remember like the kind of wrestling him, but I don't remember ever hurting him or anything, so. I probably got the shit beat out of me.
Just beat those memories right out of you.
It's like I definitely probably got spanked. I don't remember getting spanked, but I definitely know I had to get yelled at. And my dad had a great dad yell.
Oh no.
It scared it was like scared the shit out of me type of yells.
Well,
he had a powerful yelling at you voice.
I've got one of those too that comes out only when I get angry.
Like Snake knows all about it. But it's like, this is why I couldn't be like a dad, because like I yell at Snake and I'm like, Snake, and then I'm like Dad
Coward.
It's like just because I kind of like laugh, or I'm always just like, that was so silly how mad I just got. But that's just kind of how I am. Usually when I get mad, like 5 seconds later, I'm like, that was so stupid of me being so mad.
Snake knows all about your right hook too.
Yeah. I gave him a DDT earlier this morning. I gave him a torture rack like Lex Luthor did.
Oh, so that's what this thing back here is.
Yeah. No, that's something from me and Natalie. It's not. It's a, what do they call this?
Back stretcher outer?
Back stretcher. That's fucking sure. Incline back thingy. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so it's movie night. Movie starts and people immediately start laughing.
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah. Because it's just, but the thing is, like some of the stunts he shows, I'm like, yo, like he'd be a great stuntman for a movie.
Yeah.
Like whenever they really laugh at him whenever the opening scene thing, I'm like, dude, that's impressive as fuck.
When he
How's
just
he not
rides
dead?
up on the ramp though.
Yeah. It's like his stupid donuts.
He should have just leaned into it. It was
like,
obviously working.
Him being on fire, like I won't see anybody in that room do that.
Yeah, that's not easy.
Yeah, that's a dope stunt.
I think they're just laughing. They're already laughing.
Yeah.
And just seeing him also on fire.
What's his face? That's how intense he is while doing it. So Rod, super embarrassed, goes up to the projector room, rips off the projector and throws it out the window.
Those are cheap.
Instead of just being like, shut it off.
Unplugging it.
Overreacts. So, and then him and Kevin fights like, why'd you do this, Kevin? You trying to embarrass me? And Kevin's like, no. And so they kind of fight and the cops show up. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then it turns out the projector went into the projection in his car and he has to give them all the money he earned, like a total of almost $5,000. They're $1 short of their $5,000 goal here. He had to give it all up. So he goes home and his mom talks to him. She tells him that his father wasn't actually a stuntman. He was a cashier in a tire shop and that Evel Knievel was just taking pictures with everybody.
Nice.
And we learn he died choking on a pie.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't put it in my notes, but a little later he's signing autographs for kids. He's like, they're like, thank you. He's like, you're welcome. Don't let your dad eat pies. Yeah. And then Rod says he's no longer a stuntman. He goes into his room and starts ripping off all his stuntman stuff. And sadly, he rips up his mustache.
No.
Damn. I actually shed
half.
My mustache, like I shed a mustache hair for him.
Nice.
For that mustache. So sad.
I hate my mustache.
Yeah, me too.
It always sticks out in the front.
Yeah.
Like,
and you can just like, if you
like
look,
mandibles.
like if you look down at your nose, you just see like 3 or 4 of them. And it's like, fuck off, hairs.
Hey, what's up, boys?
Yeah. Then when it starts to curl around your lip, and then you go to trim it, and then it's like you accidentally did one side a little too high, so you go to the other side and you did it higher than the other side, and it's like, what the fuck is happening?
You're like, now I just have to shave it pencil thin.
Yeah, do some what's a John Waters mustache? So the next day, he's acting all grown up, doing some grocery shopping. I don't know if you saw his grocery cart. It's nothing but liquor and liquids. I think he's just at a liquor store at that point.
To be honest, that was the first thing I bought when I got my own apartment.
Really?
My first apartment.
I don't remember.
I had a case of Rolling Rock.
I don't even remember the first alcohol I ever bought. I don't know.
I had no food, no condiments even.
It's like, what'd you eat last night? A bottle of liquor. So his friends show up trying to make him change his mind. It's Rico, Dave, and Denise. They're like, come on, man. You can do it. Like, keep trying. You'll be able to get it. And then he's like, no, I'll never do it again. You guys should just go on and do your own thing. And then like Dave starts crying. And then like Rico's also crying. Starts to cry. It's like, I don't even cry. You're making me cry. It's like, it says, who am I supposed to build ramps for? And then Dave, he's like, Rico walks off.
Suck.
Dave's like ugly crying. And then he like kind of just stops and like, kind of like half smiles and then just like walks off. So weird. Denise tells him she joined the team because he was doing what he wanted to do, and everybody grew up to get boring. Rod, you don't get it, do you, Denise? I used to be legit. In fact, I was too legit. I was too legit to quit, but now I'm not legit. I'm unlegit, and for that reason, I must quit.
Logic. I love it.
You can ask my wife. I'd love to do the too legit to quit thing that he does.
Maybe when you renew your vows,
yeah,
you're like, Natalie, you are too legit
to quit.
to quit.
Oh yeah, and then Denise like,
so I cannot quit.
Yeah. Denise says, "You don't mean that." Rod's like, "Yeah, I do. Stay sweet." Does a peace sign. And then as he walks away, he gets hit by a car.
Yay!
Because he's a stunt man.
He's always got to be.
He
doing
can't
stunts.
get away from the stunts even when he doesn't want
find
to.
him. Cause that is a lot like Final Destination.
Yeah. So that night he gets a call from Dave. So good. He asks if he can take him to the hospital. He's just so nice and calm. Hey, oh man, how are you doing? It's like, I'm good. What? It's like, oh yeah, it'd be super cool if you could just like take me to the hospital. So he goes over and Dave is just sitting on like a suitcase. He's about to get. He's like, I'm gonna be in this hospital for a while, and it's still like we haven't seen what's in his face yet, and like the shadows covering it. And then he gets in, he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Rod?" And there's just a piece of metal sticking out, like right at the side of his eye. So good.
And what was he tells the story about what was he doing?
Yeah, it's like so. A guy gave him some acid, and he's like, "Hey, I have this acid, but I can't do it." Played by the director Akiva from Lonely Island. And he's like, "Oh, fine, I'll do it." So
somebody's gotta do it.
He did it, and he was like walking, and he was like skateboarding. He was high as fuck, and he's like freaking out. So he went to go do some grinding.
That's
so
what it was.
He was grinding some metal on acid, and it shot into the side of his eye.
That's incredible.
So yeah, they take him to the hospital. Dave gives him this inspiring speech about him not being a stuntman anymore. And then he like walks off and he's about to walk to a trash can because he's like, hospital? And he's like, no. And then he walks into the hospital and then he just immediately like lays down.
I'm ready.
It's like, I'm here to be hospitalized. Whew. So when he gets back home, Kevin is doing karaoke for his stuffed animals. Then Rod comes in and apologizes. And they're like, so we cool? Cool beans. Cool. Beans. Cool. Beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. That's such a Lonely Island shit, though.
Yes.
So Lonely Island. So Kevin tells them that he posted his stunt videos online and it's been downloaded like over 100,000 times. And the local radio station called and they want to sponsor the jump. We're back, baby.
Oh, I love it whenever the other news, like the big news station is like, we were going to cover this, but
it goes to this small local AM radio station. It's like, damn, too bad that the news station couldn't do it. Made a lot more money than 50,000. But I love that it's like, oh yeah, I posted this video and it was downloaded a bunch. I was like, I bet that's what fucking happened to them, the Lonely Island crew. They're just like, whoa, like this is a lot of downloads. So I like to think that was probably added in.
I didn't see their YouTube stuff until much later after they were already on.
You got to watch We Like Sports.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen them
We like
since,
sports and we don't care.
Stork Patrol.
What's the one where it's like them like hooking up with women, and it's like done like the We Like Sports one. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. So we see the big jump being set up. We meet what's his name, like Patchnack. It was something where it sounds like a food snack or something. It's Chris Parnell.
Yeah.
He is the other half of Lazy Sunday. He's great. He's one of the funniest people that you just don't realize is that funny. He loves AM radio and thinks this jump will make him popular again.
I love it when he talks about AM radio and how much he loves it.
It's like, damn, FM radio and TV has ruined everything. I can show you by this tattoo I have. It's got the classic
Calvin,
like peeing on an FM radio and a TV, and it's like split into two streams. Yeah. He's like, I like to think that he just had sex that night, and there's a bit of residue that made a stream. As you can see, there's AM radio a little higher on a flying carpet.
And you wonder why my wife hates this movie.
Right? Yeah, I have no idea yet. I'm still like going through the plot trying to figure out. Oh, this is probably the part she'd hate.
It's definitely boys only movie in some ways.
My wife liked it.
Your wife's exceptional.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
You hear that, babe? Hey, Jason, stop hitting on my wife through a podcast, bro.
She doesn't listen unless you make her.
So She listens.
I'm
to
just
every
kidding. My wife doesn't. She thinks I'm stupid.
The battle of the wives.
Let's make them fight.
Yeah. So he tells Rod he spent the station's last $15,000 on this, and it has to go well. And then he starts laughing. He's like, he starts weird laughing. And towards the end of the laugh, he starts like jumping around, and then it cuts away.
It's almost like he can see the future.
It's so good. So Rod calls Denise, and Jonathan answers. He tells Jonathan to tell Denise about the jump, but he tells him to like get a piece of paper, and he like pretends to, and he's like just waving his hand in the air. And Rod's like, "Are you actually writing this down, or are you doing this thing where you just wave your hand in the air?" Jonathan's like, "Boy, you have an imagination. Of course I'll tell her." It's so good. Way too good. Yeah, he's not going to tell Denise because Denise comes out and he's like, wrong number. And then the music gets like,
do you think Rod would have made it a lot further if he had competent people working with him?
He'd probably be a halfway decent stuntman. Had one professional. If his like manager wasn't someone that dresses like a 7-year-old and he's supposed to be like 18. So when Rod gets home, EMTs are there. What do the EMTs say? Like, I give Frank a week. I give that old man a week. The other one's like, that's very insensitive. Rod sits with Frank. He tells him to hold on for the jump. Frank tells him he's been hard on him because Rod is going to have to be the man around the house when he's gone. Seems sweet, but then he says he won't respect him till he beats him in a fight. He's like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Punch his corpse.
Just like all the jokes with Frank and Rod of just like, I'm going to save your life so I can kill you. It's clever. It's so funny. Like, it seems dumb, but I'm just like, shit, that stuff's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
You have to live so I can prove myself.
Yeah, you have to live so I can prove myself by killing you.
I just imagine him, like, what if he did die and then he's just jumps into the coffin, starts throwing haymakers on him, like ground pounding him.
I would love, like, if they just, like, did this movie, but he did die. Like, just do it again. But
just body slams the corpse. It's
like,
just a montage of him beating the corpse up.
Yeah. So it's the next day. He's doing Tai Chi, and a man's watching him and ends up oiling him up randomly. We see everybody getting ready.
Fate is bringing the stunt together and making it happen.
And then he then walks the street, and the whole team joins. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of people start joining him. And they're like, wait, what the fuck is happening? And then
Flash mob.
They all start singing. It's like You're the Voice is the song. And you have people literally stopped in the street, like staring off camera, just like singing like this beautiful melody. And then like it suddenly all turns into a giant mob of looters. And then all of a sudden there's bagpipes in the street. You got people flipping cars, throwing Molotov cocktails in them. Genius. Someone steals a woman's wheelchair.
Gotta get me one of those.
And then I love that like Rod, like they like run away. It's like, what was that? Was that because of us? Did we go? And then Rico's like, I can't believe it. You know, it was such a positive thing. And then someone's always got to end up ruining it, as he got a TV that he stole during the looting. Danny fucking bride, baby. I need to rewatch. I can't wait for Rochester Gemstone.
That's this Sunday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man.
It's like alongside. I think it's like right before White Lotus. I hope they're not both out at the same time.
Is it season 3?
White Lotus, season 3, yeah.
Walter Goggins is in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a double dose of Goggins.
Yeah. Nice.
Baby
Billy's Bible Bunkers.
Baby Billy's Bible.
Baby Billy's Bible Bunkers.
Uncle Baby Billy. So good. So
one of the best characters ever made.
He's so good. And he's so good in White Lotus too. It's just a completely different type of character. So Rod's parents watch on TV, but we learn they can only listen on AM radio. We have Rod signing autographs. He asks about Denise, and she's not there though. Denise and Jonathan are driving. And while he's driving, he runs over a raccoon. He's like, did you see that? She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's like, I'm going to have to call my friend.
Yeah.
Tell him about it. He's going to love it.
And then Denise, he goes in to get some waters. Denise turns on the AM radio and hears about the jump. And she's like, oh, we got to go. And like Jonathan's super rude and says like, you're embarrassing yourself by hanging out with them. So she decides to end up with leave. She just gets in a random person's car. Will Arnett's like, babe, wait, babe, babe. So good. One of the funniest things Will Arnett's ever done. Just that little scene there. So while prepping for the jump, his friends give him a legit stuntman suit and an actual dirt bike. And we learn Rico rigged the jump with explosives. It's like, oh, it's all going to actually work. And like, you're expecting everything to work.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
But little spoiler alert, not a single stunt in this movie has worked so far. So we'll see what happens a little later. So it's a jump time. You got like this awesome band. Rod comes out looking badass and is really good on the dirt bike. Kinda. He's a little like, whoa, it's a little fast.
It's a little bit more impressive.
And then he's like doing donuts. Yeah. Dave's like, he's doing circles. He gives a speech. And then he ends it with, who wants to see me do a big ass stunt? Frank, I'm gonna get you better, you old sack of shit. It's so good. He is about to jump and readies himself as Denise shows up. He's unsure of the jump. She gives him confidence and kisses him.
Yay.
The first kiss does not go well because she like opens her mouth as wide as possible. And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're all like, so they do it again for real though. And they kiss and it's sweet and we're all happy and everything's going to work out.
That's how you just go with it.
Yeah.
First time.
But I love it because like Dave's like, oh, gross. He's kissing his sister. It's like, that's not his sister. He's like, whoa, that shatters my entire universe.
That's a fucking
oh, so good.
Hasn't he known him his whole life, basically?
Yeah. Seems like they just grew up on the same street.
They spend all their time together.
All their time. It's like you'd think it would come up, So, jump time for real now. He is at the ramp and calls on all the animals. An eagle, fox, bottlenose dolphin, octopus, house cat. Hey, house cats important. They're nimble.
They are nimble.
They cannot get hurt when falling.
And they love knocking shit down.
Hell yeah. My cat's pretty good at not knocking shit down. They really don't. They like walk around everything on tables.
Sabrina, that's her favorite thing.
Yeah. That sucks. Though I will say, John Ralphio, one of our cats that's missing an eye.
Suspicious.
Don't get you suspicious. That's pretty much what he does when he gets on my wife's side. Little nightstand and constantly knocks over her water.
Man, does he wear an eye patch?
No.
Because how cool would that be?
That would be great. It's terrible because my dog Snake right next to me, which y'all may have heard bark a couple times in the episode. I called him Snake for Snake Plissken, who wears an eye patch. He has both eyes. Ironically, he acts more like John Ralphio, the character. And my other cat definitely acts, it's a cat, so he's a little bit cooler than a dog and has only one eye. So it'd be way better if we named that cat Snake and then this dog, John Ralphio.
I thought you named him Snake because of the video game character Snake.
No.
Because he's sneaky.
But Metal Gear Solid Snake.
Yes, Metal Gear Solid.
He is named after Snake Plissken. Because
well, I guess then
what's his name? Kojima loved Western movies and stuff.
Isn't that special?
Okay, well, I'll just get back to it.
That's very interesting.
So he's getting ready to jump. The donations are coming in. They get to like $3,400 or $35,000, and they only need 15,000 more. They're all just waiting to see how this jump goes before I guess they're just going to give this old man a heart. I mean, come on. If you're already donating, just donate. So Rod's going to jump this junk. He goes for the jump and looks to be making it and gives a thumbs up. And it's like all slow motion. Thumbs up all his friends. Then it like zooms out. And while he's thumbs up, he like let go of the bike completely. And it flies away from him and he crash lands really hard.
And he slides across the pavement.
Looked amazing. Looked great. It's like they definitely like spent most of their budget on that scene, man. I think.
I love a good slide, especially like in a zombie movie when they get thrown out of a car and they slide across the pavement, leaving a giant trail of blood.
Yeah. I do love slides. Slides are super slick.
Like a face slide.
Yeah. So his crew run to his side. But then then Dave's like, oh man, I bet he's having like an outer body experience. Turns out he is. He's watching a grilled cheese and taco fight.
He have the time of his life.
Yeah, grilled cheese, is winning. And then it kind of cuts to him like being resuscitated, and the taco. Then it cuts to the taco beating the shit out of grilled cheese with a chair. And then
Prison rules, no.
And then he wakes up, and when he wakes up, he just like, oh, Hoobastank. It's like, who the fuck comes up with like Hoobastank at the end? It's like, so, and then like
I shamefully saw Hoobastank.
Yeah,
in concert on accident.
Bro, like Hoobastank has like a couple of dope songs. I have no shame in liking. Shitty 90 bands.
They were just like there at the concert I was at, and I was like, what am I doing here?
People are like, it's like, they're not even supposed to play. Hoobastank just shows up sometimes. So he's wanting to stand up. They're all like, I'm pretty sure you have internal bleeding and all your bones are broken. He's like, life is pain. The crowd's cheering him, trying to get him to stand. The donations start coming back in. He finally is able to get up and standing. They're walking. They let go of him, and it reached $50,000. Everybody cheers. Even Ebenezer Scrooge is there cheering. Cooked goose for everybody. And then it's our second movie in a row that blacks out and cuts to 6 months later. Just like Final Destination. This movie is Final Destination if Death sucked at his job.
If Death just couldn't get this one guy.
Yeah, this one guy.
He's like unkillable.
For like the rest of time, as long as Rod lives, it's like, damn, nobody has died in years. It's like Death is just so preoccupied with Rod.
He's got other stuff going on.
Rod's house is just on fire. He's sleeping. He's like, and all of a sudden it just starts raining. Death's like, God damn it. So, it's 6 months later. Rod is gearing up for a fight. He even almost has an actual mustache. Kevin tells him Frank's heart is even stronger. It's like, it doesn't matter. I can do it.
That's a quick recovery. It seems like
6 months. Yeah, I don't know.
A heart, that's
heart transplant.
That's pretty major.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd be longer. I don't know.
I would think that even though you got a new heart, you still aren't supposed to get excited.
He just becomes a doctor so he can help him heal faster.
Yeah.
So he can kick his ass again.
That would be a great little deleted scene. Yeah, the deleted scene is the 6 months between the jump and this.
Rod.
Yeah. That's a good idea for a sequel, though. So Frank surprises him and they fight. He's like, I'm doing this because I love you. Frank throws a throwing star at him.
I love the escalation of these fights.
The battle, it's pretty evenly matched.
Yeah,
this go around.
He's grown a lot.
He's able to do his ultimate punch, actually. And I love it because they break through the house outside where they're having a cookout.
Yeah.
Like everybody you've seen in the movie at this point is there. They're all just like, holy shit, this is awesome.
That would be awesome.
Except like Chris Farnell's character, he's like, should we stop this? Like, oh no, they do this.
Just a little spat.
And so Rod, so then they break through their like neighbor's fence, and Rod has him, and he's got his arm behind his back, and he's like, "Do you give? Call me a man." He's like, "You're a man." Say it again. Turns around, "You're a man."
You're a man.
And then he does the make him poop his pants punch.
Yeah.
And he does it, and he's like, "Yeah."
He's like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Freeze frame. End of movie. Except there's end credits.
Oh man.
I
did not watch the
credits come through, and then you just see it's like this beautiful shot of him in a field with his like little moped bike thing, and he just bows to it.
A happy ending.
And that's the end.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous.
He is still yet to land a stunt. And that's Hot Rod, baby. We're going to cut to our categories: the good, the bad, the ugly, the fine. It's where we discuss the good of the film, something we like; the bad, something we didn't like; the ugly, something that didn't age well; the fine, something that did age well. What's the good, bud?
Nothing. I hated this movie so
Snake
much. I don't know. It was, I'd say the best part of it was just all these comedians.
That's what I put, the actors and comedians.
Yeah, they're just kicking so much ass.
Yeah. They were just, like, they're all young. So they're all just like doing like some of like, it's like one of their first movies for all of them. And they're just all just crushing. It's like everything they thought of as their younger kids, they brought it for here.
Like you can imagine them having bottle rocket fights before takes.
Yeah, exactly. Bottle rocket fights. Bro, I used to have firework fights. I do not understand. We did it at like 4th of July cookouts with like all the kids would fight with fireworks, and Like the parents are just grilling out and getting
they're
drunk.
just like, this is fine.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Guess what I would never do as a kid, as an adult with a kid?
Throw fireworks.
Let them touch a fucking firework.
Yeah, after almost blowing my fingers off many times.
Yeah, dude.
But we would get like 50 yards apart. We'd have our bottle rockets and our lighters or light sticks, and we just lob them into the air and try to get them to shoot down in their direction and hit them that way.
Yeah.
Or like set them on the ground and have them rocket straight toward them. But we never actually hit each other.
Yeah, I don't know how we never got damaged. I do remember it's like one of the few memories of a firework fight, and I had a bottle rocket just pop like right next to my ear. I remember I could not hear for like an hour or two out of the ear.
That sucks.
I was like, Mom. They're like, just sit down. Why are you even out there? You're too young to play this. I'm like, that's not the appropriate response. The response is we stopped the whole firework fight because this is insane that anybody's doing it.
Well, we had rules though. Like Roman candles were not allowed because they were just like too accurate. And they're balls of fire.
Yeah,
that continue to burn. After they hit you.
That's true. I just remember being at that party and just like there's smoke everywhere.
Yeah,
kids running. Just, I was like, this is fucking war.
The fog of war.
God dang.
Burgers taste like acrid smoke.
Steven Spielberg should be fucking directing this shit.
That would be badass. Yeah. Man.
So mine was the actors, and also just a great idea for a movie. Stuntman who bad at stunts.
Yes.
Great idea. Usually anything, if it's a professional sport or something and everybody in it's bad at it, it's always prime for comedy.
It doesn't work that way with like a job like accounting though. I would say that would be pretty boring.
Yeah. It's actually,
unless you're an accountant.
It's actually funnier if everybody's really good at accounting and they're all just nerds. Like in Parks and Rec, when Adam Scott's character, like all of them think he's so funny. So good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, like, I don't find anything bad about this movie. I think it's solid. You laugh from the start to the end.
You know what? One of the guys I liked the least was the Richardson guy, the guy that just danced sometimes. Because I don't know, it was just it really
didn't find it funny.
Didn't find it. It was pretty funny, but like. I don't know. There's a couple times when he's handing out flyers when he almost forgets that he's supposed to stop and dance. And I was like, huh.
So good.
So weird. But I also used to get in a lot of trouble with women for vulgar thrusting a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe I just
never
don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey, guess what, bro? For multiple reasons in that discussion, you're off the podcast. Yeah, I was just kidding at the beginning when I said, like, who's your favorite character and why is it Richardson? I find it, like, I don't know. I think it's funny, but
it was pretty funny.
It wasn't as funny. It's the flyer shit that got me. Every time he just like he grabs the flyers, just throws them at people, and then it's like bam,
he
bam,
like pitches them like a baseball.
Yeah, that old lady's face, so good. So what do you got for the ugly? Something that didn't age well.
I still have some of those army T-shirts that Frank was wearing, and that. I need to get rid of them.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I've like like they're like dark green or like greenish brown, like something like army people would wear under their like I guess gear or whatever. Like I had one and I don't remember where I got it, but like it was so itchy and uncomfortable. But it was one of my favorite shirts. Because like once you got over the initial like itch and like discomfort of it, is just like it was warm, it was great.
Yeah, they're durable shirts.
And it looked good on me. I was like, damn.
That's what all the soldiers say,
too. I join the army now?
You're like, this looks good on Jesse. I love wearing this.
I was like, which tour did you get off of? I'm like, I'll tell you the tour you're going to get off of. Yeah. Never said that once in my life.
Worst part about those shirts, though, is the gray ones are the ones you wear for PT, right? Mm-hmm. They just show sweat so easily.
Yeah, that's because they need to see how miserable you are.
Sweaty and gross.
They want to make sure that they're getting all the joy out of you.
Yeah, that's true.
For the ugly, for me, I said, where the hell are all the comedies like this?
Well, there's not many Lonely Island. There's only one Lonely Island troupe.
It's just like, I put like, where are the comedy movies? It's all TV. Like comedy's only on TV now. It's like, you get like maybe one or two a year that like actually like resonate and like make it into the ether where like people are like, oh, I've heard about this comedy. It's so good. It's like otherwise it's just like, oh, that classic comedy director that also now does like funny movies, but they're more serious. You know, like Step Brothers director. I'm blanking on his name. Yeah. He ended up doing like Don't Look Up and stuff like that. And it's like, where'd we go? Where'd everybody go?
Maybe we're just waiting on another crew, like an all-star crew of Saturday Night Live to come around.
Well, it's just like
movie quality, funny people.
Every comedy now has to be like super sincere, like by the end and whatever. Like by the end, you're just like, oh, well, you're also supposed to like love these characters so much that we're going to try to make you cry at the end. It's like, no, just fucking jump off stuff and fall all the time. It's like, did everybody just lose that part of their like funny bone where it's just like, no, this is too silly? It's like, everybody lighten up a little bit. You got to laugh at this stuff. Otherwise, you're going to keep looking at the news and want to blow your brains out. But anyways, the fine for me is goofy off the wall comedies, obviously, because it sucks that we don't have enough of them.
I love the idea of stunts, people being in like stuntmen and because there's there was, what was that movie that just came out? Like the rom-com about the stuntman?
Oh, The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. Like,
a very funny movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but like, it's such a fun concept.
You should watch it. It's on Peacock.
Yeah.
Your wife would love it too, I bet.
She doesn't like rom-coms either.
It's not really a rom-com. It's just kind of like, it's an action comedy with some romance in it. It's not like overly romantic. Your wife doesn't like rom-coms?
No, not really. She likes more of like a psychological
thriller.
Yeah, mystery thriller. I can't say the word thriller.
I'm not going to lie. Those are probably my favorite movies too. Which is why probably going to do one on our 2-year anniversary.
Hell yeah.
Or I thought about redoing The Thing.
Yeah.
Just because you were sick during it. It's kind of low energy. It's like one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, I'd love to revisit
I was also
that.
low energy. Probably put like Dakota, maybe even Natalie. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do 2 movies that week for the fun. So that is that category. Now we're going to do double feature, where we recommend a movie alongside this movie. Did you got anything, my guy?
Oh, I was thinking, I've never seen Tropic Thunder all the way through. So maybe.
You haven't?
I've seen parts of it.
Oh my God. I don't think I own it, but I'd let you borrow it if I did.
It's got to be on.
That's like one of the funniest movies ever made. Yeah. You know, actually talking about like how I'm like, I wish there were like more movies like Hot Rod and like Tropic Thunder, movies like that.
It's just all the same characters doing it.
I feel like the last like truly like funny, goofy comedy we got was actually Pop Star, the movie that has Andy Samberg and all that. I'm like, after thinking about that, I'm like, when was the last time a movie like that's been in theaters?
Andy Samberg's a fucking killer.
He's great. Speaking of Andy Samberg, the movie I recommend is Palm Springs.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you haven't? It's so funny. It's like Groundhog's Day, but very funny. So it's like Niles and Sarah find themselves stuck in a time loop and living the same day over and over again. They are drawn to each other, but certain revelations threaten their budding romance. It's so good. It came out, I think, 2020, like mid-pandemic. So it was like, and that year, I remember when I saw it, and it was like over halfway through the year. I was like, wow, so far, this is my runner-up for Best Picture. It's so good. It's got Andy Samberg, of course, and Kristen Milito. I don't know. She's in The Penguin. She's in that. J.K. Simmons is in it. Peter Gallagher. Come on, man.
You know what else I would like to look into sometimes talking about on here would be something from the Broken Lizard. Is it Broken Lizard?
Yeah, Club Dread. We're gonna do that eventually.
Dread. Well, yeah, Club Dread is really
Super
funny.
Troopers.
Super Troopers
Super
also
Trooper boy.
Super silly, but Club Dread is fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Penelope.
Well, maybe after we can do one of those after the next movie we're gonna do, because we're gonna change things up a little bit. We've been doing horror movies. We've been doing comedies. So now we're gonna do, well, it's essentially a horror movie. But we haven't talked about monsters in a while. So we're gonna talk about a damn monster.
I love a good monster.
Because we are gonna do
We're gonna do the Monster Mash.
Because we're gonna do a movie directed by Bong Joon-ho called The Host. It's a damn monster movie, and it's all about polluting our waters and shit.
And there's a really gross picture of a worm crawling out of someone's nose on the cover.
Nope.
Different movie.
So it's also in a foreign language. So I hope
you're supposed to back me up.
I hope you got the right movie right. Say a monster emerges from Seoul's Han River and begins attacking people. One victim's loving family does what it can to rescue her from its clutches. It's great. I loved it. It's got one of like the best like monster reveals. Like just the initial chaos of when the monster comes out and like everybody's like, what the fuck?
That's badass. Can't wait to watch this.
It's so great. It's in Korean, but hell yeah.
Subtitles?
It's going to be super fun.
Or is it dubbed?
It's, I think you can watch it both ways. But yeah, so make sure.
I love watching it both ways.
I love going both ways, baby. So anyways. So make sure you join us next week for that. It's time to goddamn land this fucking plane, baby.
Oh,
so yeah, join us next week for that. If you leave us some fan mail and give us some reviews, baby. Their fan mail, you can just click on the description in the link in the description, or go to the very bottom where we have our email. We recommend mailbag@gmail.com.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
2 stars.
Have your babies give us reviews. Ask them what they thought about the episode.
Not enough milk.
And then type it up. So yeah, give us some reviews, please. I'd like to thank Joey Prosser for our intro and outro music. You can follow him at X at Mr. Joey Prosser. And this has been the We Recommend podcast. I'm Jesse.
I'm Jason.
Get out! Bye.